Hi, welcome to Reading with Ms. Momo. I'm so glad you joined us again today. Today we have a real special book. This book was recommended to me by a lady in Holly Bluff, Mississippi, and this is written by her son-in-law, who is a professional storyteller in Charleston, West Virginia. And now this book has been made into a children's play, and it was performed this last week in Charleston, West Virginia. So I hope that you enjoyed this book. I want to share a little bit about the book. The name of it's The King of Little Things. It's by Bil Lepp, illustrated by David Wendell. And the inside cover gives you things to look for in the book. The back cover has some more things to look for in the book as we're reading. And you can go to his storytelling, Bil Lepp's storytelling, and find out more about his book and his storytelling. So now let's enjoy the book. The King of Little Things by Bil Lepp, illustrated by David T. Wendell. Long ago, in the fair side of the mountain, lived the King of the Little Things. While other kings busied themselves with the big things of this world, he happily ruled over all things small. He was the king of coins, candles, combs, keys, knots, nods, knobby knees, bottles, buttons, beetles, burps, chiggers, chips, chickadee chirps, petals, paddles, paper clips, lamp wicks, lentils, lizard lips, mittens, marbles, macaroni, barnacles, bats, and fried bologna. The King of the Little Things has a cozy house and a loving queen. He fed the birds, left crumbs for the ants, and planted flowers for the bees. He had everything he needed, and he didn't want for more. And there he is, surrounded by all the little things that he loves so much. He enjoys the simple things in life. Not so with the bigger kings. No matter how vast their kingdoms, they always wanted more. Bigger riches, bigger bridges, bigger breeches. Greediest of all was King Normus. He wanted to be king of all the world. With this in mind, he gathered an army, a big army. And look at that big army. He raided realms, he squashed sovereignties, he eradicated empires. When he was certain he had conquered every king, queen, czar, empress, chieftain, Raja, and sultan in the world. He wanted to be king of the whole world. Look at him. He doesn't look like a very happy person. He looks pretty grumpy. It was time for some magnificent merrymaking. He ordered his cooks to fix fabulous feast. He commanded his goldsmith to create a colossal crown. He instructed his tailors to sew a splendid suit. At last, proclaimed King Normus, as he lifted the glittering crown from its velvet cushion, I am king of all things. And here he is with all his splendor, everything that he thinks he needs and wants. His steward raised a trembling hand. I beg your pardon, your highness of great heft. What is it? Snapped the king. My large liege, whimpered the steward, I believe you may have missed his minuscule majesty, the king of little things. Little things have a king? Howled Normus. What nonsense. Everyone knows that little things exist only to serve big things. He's not very happy about the little things. King Normus stroked his beard. Where lives this king of little things, he growled. Through the old forest on the far side of the mountain, my considerable sire, said the steward. Amass my armies, Normus cried. We have to go there immediately and put this tiny king in his very small place. So they're looking on the maps, trying to find out where this king of small things lives. After marching for days, King Normus and his armies at last neared the land of the king of little things. This would not be a fair fight, and that's just the way the big king liked it. As the enemy approached, the king of little things sent a message to his subjects. He had a plan and he needed their help. And during the night, the little things went to work. Now look, here he is, the king of little things. And he is coming up with a message to all of his people. The next morning, the soldiers found mealworms in their bread, chiggers in their underpants, a fungus between their toes. Worse yet, there was nothing left to fight with. Termites had made dust heaps of their arrow shafts. Water droplets had worked their way into the gunpowder, and rust had ruined the cannons and the catapults. So everything was ruined by chiggers, mealworms, fungus, termites, the little things. The little things had destroyed the army. In a royal rage, King Normus called to his council. If we cannot defeat this king through might, he roared, then clearly we must trick him. We must cheat him. We must lie. After all, a lie, no matter how small, is never a little thing. Normus turned to his advisors. Invite this charlatan to my tent under a flag of truce and prepare the dungeon. Oh my goodness, he's angry. The instant the king of little things entered the tent, small things recognized their master and fell at his feet. Coins rolled out of the big king's coffers. Jewels jumped from his crown. Buttons popped from his suspenders. Normus stood in his underwear before the entire court. Take this puny pretender to the castle, he shrieked, and toss him into the dungeon. And there's the king, his pants fell off because the little things were in action. The soldiers tried, but the dungeon kings were loyal to the king of little things, and they would not turn the lock. The nails recognized their king and sprang from the door to bow before him. When Normus learned of this, he had the little king taken to the deepest, darkest cavern on the land. He ordered the entrance sealed with a stone, a big stone. So there's the king of the little things down in the darkest cave with a big stone. Life in the cave was not entirely unpleasant. Ants brought crumbs, birds brought seeds, bees brought honey, but the king of the little things missed his house. He missed his garden. He missed his queen. He sent a message with the ants, the birds, and the bees. He respectfully asked little things everywhere to make themselves known. The little things loved their king, and they obeyed. And there's the birds and the bees all helping him out. Ants. All over the world, small things began to happen. Strings unstrung, hangers unhung, doors closed, campfires froze, frills unfrilled, pickles undealed, quills quivered, pencils shivered, bolts bolted, brakes jolted. Cookies crumbled, blocks tumbled, ticks and tocks left their clocks. Boats listed, words twisted, lights unlit, scarves unknit, and every little thing everywhere refused to work. So things started happening with the little things. They were trying to help their king. The people stormed Normus' castle and demanded that he release the prisoner. Abandoned by his army, the once mighty king had little choice. So the king of the little things returned home. The little things went back to work, and King Normus, Look, there's the king with his queen. Well, he spent the rest of his days looking for his keys, his spectacles, his pocket watch, his socks, his wallet, his hairnet, and he never thought about little things in the same way again. And here's some more things you could look for in the book. Wasn't this book fun? It's a funny book. It's also a book that tells us that simple things are very important. Simple things or little things are more important than any of the big things or any of the material things that we could buy. So I want you to remember that it's how you make people feel that makes the difference. It's being kind and good and gentle and fair and trustworthy and loving and full of joy that makes a difference. It's not about having things, and it's not about being bigger and better and badder than all the other people. It's about being humble and kind. And remember that God loves you and I love you too, and that's the most important thing. Until we meet again, smile and be happy and enjoy the little things. God bless.